courtroom is where fate is sealed. For some, it's a place of justice. For others, it's where a life is torn apart. This is the story of a teenager, wrongfully convicted of murder, sentenced to life in prison. His name is Daniel Villegas. At just 16 years old, Daniel was thrust into a nightmare that would last over 2 decades. On the night of April 10th, 1993, 2 teenagers were gunned down on the streets of El Paso, Texas. It was a brutal crime that shook the community. Pressure mounted for police to find the killers. The pressure to solve the crime led to Daniel Villegas being arrested. But the case against him was built on a shaky foundation, one coerced confession with no physical evidence. After hours of interrogation, Daniel, a scared teenager, confessed to the murders, but his confession was anything but voluntary. He later claimed he was threatened and coerced. The trial was swift. The prosecution used Daniel's confession as the centerpiece of their case, despite inconsistencies and a lack of any physical evidence linking him to the crime. In the end, the jury found him guilty of capital murder. Daniel Villegas was sentenced to life in prison. For a crime he insisted he didn't commit, Daniel was locked away for what seemed like forever. Years passed, and Daniel's family never gave up. In 2011, after nearly 2 decades, his case was reopened with the help of a new defense attorney. The defense uncovered glaring flaws in the original case. Witnesses recanted their statements, and it became clear that Daniel's confession had been coerced. In 2014, after years of legal battles, Daniel Villegas was retried. This time, with a strong defense, he had a chance to clear his name. After years of fighting, the jury reached a verdict. Daniel Villegas was not guilty. He was a free man. After 18 long years behind bars for a crime he didn't commit, Daniel was finally exonerated. Daniel's story is a sobering reminder of the flaws in the justice system. One coerced confession was enough to take away nearly 2 decades of his life. Today, he works as an advocate for those wrongfully convicted, fighting for others trapped by the same broken system. In the courtroom, justice is not always served, and for some, the fight for freedom never ends.